But in some respects, what the study started to realize and showed to the urban planners behind the scenes, including Eva Kehl and Vienna government, was that the city wasn't designed for women at all. If you're pushing your pram, there just wasn't enough space on the pedestrian streets. There wasn't enough light for you to walk down the street if you so wished in the middle of the night. And so there were high rates of crime towards women. Or, in the parks they found that girls above the age of 13, 12, 13 would never use the park. They would up until that age. They'd get to 13 and they'd stop using the park. It's a public space. It's open for all. So why is a city designed to disinclude its citizens in certain places? They started to follow 5 or 6 women. There was a Turkish lady, an old lady, a young child. And they took photographs of the journeys of these women around the streets of Vienna, and they displayed this in a photographic exhibition. It's the first of its kind. And they found that there was a lot of interest in following these women in their journeys in the city, which has never been done before. And in following these women in their journeys, they found that it was really quite difficult to maneuver your pram around. Potentially very hard to take a wheelchair up and down these very high, sidewalks. And they started to realize that if they wanted to make the city much more female-friendly or open to all, they would have to start designing it in a different way. So they needed to start analyzing what the city was doing in order for them to almost redesign it to make it more applicable to more people. And what did they do? They made little signs communicating non-verbally, like the exit sign not just being a male sign but a female. She's wearing boots and she's got a dress on. They made like the building signs. They said, women can start doing some building too. It's not just men with big muscles. They started to realize that the nappy changing environments in the loos can be male as well. So you don't just have a female with a pram and she's changing the nappy, but you've got a symbol of a man changing a nappy. And these are signs and symbols, and this is what I wanted to bring your attention to, the male and female gender aspects inside cities and how the city communicates with us. How is it responsive to your requirements? Does it provide space for you to be innovative? Is it a restorative place? Is it safe? Does it replenish you? The majority of my year has been spent analyzing what replenish means. For me, sustaining something doesn't mean doing something better. It means sustaining something. So when we talk about sustainable cities, which I'm sure is just a word, but the way that we communicate sustaining means that we're sustaining resources. My background is in economics, and if you tell me that you want to sustain the amount of resources that you're mining in order for everyone to have equal rights to the resources that we have, we've got issues. So by the year 2050, which is my Twitter handle, 2050 City, we've got something close to 9 to 10 billion people living in cities around the globe. And if people are attracted to live in cities, what are they doing in these cities? How are they living in these cities? Are these cities just sustainable? Or are they giving back more to the environment by way of replenishing the environment, which means that you're giving back more than you're taking, which is restorative. Restorative architecture as well as restorative urban design. So to sum up, a city designed regardless of gender is one that can be an amazing city, as we have seen in terms of Vienna and various other examples around the world of making it inclusive for cities around the world. So what in terms of Mexico City? A city where you have heritage, more than many other cities, where you have very strong aspects of culture, where you have very strong aspects of religion, and where the urban environment makes you feel a particular way. Well, bringing you back to exactly what I mentioned on the non-verbal scale of communication, where it's a sight in the colours, and in particular inmates in London, there was a study done that these inmates were aggressive because they were colourblind. And that was